And a good evening. Apparently, I think the little ones managed to knock over the cameras this afternoon. So yeah, it's a little bit of a dodgy connection, and it's obviously throwing the stream at the moment. It's just obviously when you're doing lives and stuff, you can't always prepare for everything. You never know what's going to crop up, do you? But I just want to discuss a few points this evening. If you've had a look at the description, these are the topics that we're going to be discussing. They are all in there. A description just below. If you're on a mobile device, that might be different the way you access that. So just be warned. But yeah, I think when we look at this season so far, how are we doing? Well, we're sitting currently in fifth position, and I think that's pretty good, to be honest with you. It's given what Daniel Farke's had to put up with in the opening weeks of this season. I think they couldn't have done any more. I don't think we could have really expected a 100% win rate. But on the other hand, I think there's still more to come for us in this second. How can we call it? Second term, shall we call it, as we're going into the Christmas fixture list. And I'm absolutely sure that it's not going to be an easy ride. It's going to be a rocky road all the way there when we get there. And when we get there, of course, we've still got plenty of challenges ahead of us. This weekend, I think we're facing Norwich, aren't we, on the 21st of October? That's a 3 p.m. kickoff, I believe. So I hope that you'll be around to join me for that. We'll be doing a watch along, and of course, we'll be chatting with Stu and getting all of that lined up. But yeah, when we go back in the fixture list, how did we do? What have we done wrong? Where are we struggling a little bit? And I remember that pre-season, I was thinking, at this rate, we don't even seem to have a football club. We had a chairman who's just, I mean, I don't know if he's given up. He's trying to sell the club. He's obviously trying to get the best price he can. We've got the 49ers accumulating a higher portion of the club. It sounds like it's taken, it definitely took a lot longer than most people anticipated. And I think the regulatory side of it has held up the procedure of purchasing the club, shall I say. But when you think back to that, that we had the whole pre-season thing, didn't we? We went into the pre-season thinking, or I went into pre-season thinking, who's gonna? Have we actually got any fixtures lined up? Is there anybody at Elland Road who's organising anything at the moment? Because after that Spurs game, you can remember McKennie was pictured getting on a train going straight down to London. Obviously, the players were just sort of, I think, allowed to disperse as and where they chose to go. Allardyce went, and quite literally, you just wondered, once we get this break over with and we get back to the Championship, who's going to be left? Who's going to be running the show? Who's in charge down at Elland Road? And it just seemed to take for weeks, didn't it? It just seemed to take forever. And so there we go. Straight off after that, I think we organised that Man United game a couple of weeks before the end of the Premier League campaign over in Oslo, and of course we lost there 2-0. Lost against Monaco. So then you've got two pre-season friendlies, and you're thinking, what are we doing here? We can't get any signings in. Nothing's sorted out. Who owns the club? Who's making the calls? And I think in that time, Farag or the chairman came out, didn't he, on the 22nd of July, and finally gave a bit of a message and a bit of a statement about what's going on. In the interim, they'd signed Farke and I think Hammond as well. So Hammond was in there trying to sort out the unbelievable mess left behind by Orta and Radrazani by a combination of the pair of them, isn't it? And you sat there thinking, who's gonna, with this rate, who's going to actually want to play for us? And I was sat there thinking the whole morale around the club. We've had a terrible season. Players left, right, and centre wanting out, not pulling the weight, not putting a shift in, playing for themselves. Um, and no manager at that time as well, no structure in the club, and all of that stuff took a long time to get organised. But now it looks like the good news is it looks like it's all organised, it's all sorted out. Things seem to be running very well, I might add. The whole turnaround compared to what we had back in August. July and August is much better than what we had anticipated, I think. And, that's about time. A club our size shouldn't be suffering from those problems, but it's not just about the size of the club, and no disrespect to anybody else, but it was heartbreaking watching that drama unfold down at Elland Road back then. We then go on and play Hearts, don't we? We ended up, I think we won that match. We beat Nottingham Forest as well, and that was a good sign that once we got a few players back. But then that Hearts game was a real sticking point for us. I think we had 2 or maybe 3 injuries during that match. I remember Bamford, Rutter. There might have been another 1 or 2. Perhaps you could help me out, chat, if you see anything, or if I say anything that you can spot. Maybe in the catch up, let me know, and obviously we could discuss those at a later time, can't we? But then we go on and beat Hearts. Close call, close game. We kind of close game. I say it was a close game. Wasn't really that close a game, was it? But we only ended up winning that game by 1 goal. And then the opening game of the season, and it was Cardiff. And I remember thinking, it's a bogey team. It's a team that we don't really like playing against, I don't think. But then I recall that we give them a right thumping when they came to Elland Road in the previous season. I think that was an FA Cup game. There we had 25 shots, 6 on target with 72% possession, versus 7 shots, 2 on target, 28% possession. In that game, we managed 714 passes and 86% accuracy on that. And you sat there thinking, wow, we did really well. But at this point, we haven't got the new signings in, I don't think. There were goals from Chris Somerville on that day, and it was just a complete joke, wasn't it? When I say joke, I mean we should have won that game. Really, should have been 3 points without any question. No, no doubt in my mind that we should have absolutely got another goal, or we should have certainly won that match. And I think it was Liam Cooper, and I think that was the game, if I remember rightly. It was from a corner, and Coops went in and, all guns blazing, and ended up doing his leg in, didn't he? An assist from Chris Somerville it was as well. So, that was another good game, but we should be winning that match, really. So I look at that game and I think, without a doubt, 3 points dropped. Should have beat Cardiff that day. We then went on and played Shrewsbury at the first round of the EFL Cup back on the 10th of August. Won that 1-2-1. We're not going to go too much into that. Another side that we literally just battered them. But when we look back at that game, of course we should have won it. No doubt in my mind. Gelhardt and Strauch were the scorers on that, and it set us up nicely. I mean, I'm not bothered about an EFL Cup run, not after all the energy and resources that have been spent over the summer months between the Premier League and going into EFL. I've sat there thinking, it is just, I just don't care about an EFL Cup run. Just get us back up into Premier League and get us back up there first and foremost, and let's get the signings in and all the rest of it. And then very quickly, we managed to make some signings. Um, I seem to think Pirot was one of those signings. We've got Roden coming in. Ampadu was another good signing. Farker wasted no time once that season started in that transfer window and really made a lot of difference to bringing the players together. Again, trying to raise the morale, trying to get them functioning as a team rather than a bunch of individuals who were just out for themselves and the self-centeredness. And really getting us back to winning ways, or certainly used to winning, because I think when we were in that Premier League, we had such a long stretch of games without any wins, and all right, we might have come reasonably close to even getting a draw, but we just had a shocker, didn't we? And you could tell, we could all tell from Christmas onwards last year, January onwards, and we suddenly start losing really, really games that we should be at least getting a point out of 3 points. And that obviously we talk about the Palace and Liverpool games. I mean, those games will haunt me, I think, for the rest of my days. But yeah, it was just a complete joke, wasn't it? Hey, how are you doing? Are you all right? It's Robbo, isn't it? How are you doing, Robbo? Are you good? Yeah, good. We're just I'm just having a little bit of a catch up or a reminder about the season so far. And we're back to the 12th of August, and we ended up there. That was a game we lost against Birmingham. Another game that got away from us, where we've gone in and dominated possession, 60%, shot 7, only one shot on target that match. But we managed 479 passes with 80% accuracy. It beggars belief how we've gone and done so well in those departments. But we always point to possession doesn't win you football matches, and the stats that matter is the stat that we didn't manage to achieve, which was the goals. Of course, you sat there and you're thinking, how the hell have we not won that match? And it was a late on goal, wasn't it, from Djukovic? And he sat there thinking, so frustrated. Just when you're thinking that, you're on a bit of a winning run, you're becoming a hard side to beat. We lose to Birmingham on 12th of August. But then the following weekend, we played West Brom, and it was 1 apiece, that one. Another really tough game, and I think every game is a tough game. There aren't going to be any easy games in this division. A lot of teams are going to come and play us, and for them, it's going to be their cup final almost, isn't it? Leeds United, and I think we've got a bit of a target painted on us that other teams are going to raise the game, try and lift their average percentages versus other clubs, if you like, and they're going to have to come and prove themselves against us, and I think that's very motivating for them. But our lads have to do the same, and if we can raise our game every game, we can certainly win this championship. I've seen a few other predictions this week, and a couple say that we're going to finish third based on the supercomputer. Behind Ipswich and Leicester. But I think Leicester and Ipswich really haven't had any kind of injury worries. I think they were probably better prepared going into this season, and they certainly haven't suffered from a dip in form just yet. They haven't come across any teams that are going to really give them a challenge. I mean, when Ipswich played us, of course, we thumped them 4-3. Three of their goals, I think one of them was an own goal, 2 of them were outside extra time, and it should have finished 4-0 in my opinion. But I think this refereeing stuff and timekeeping stuff, it's still all a bit subjective, isn't it? It's whatever they think is appropriate and allowable, but we can't let them, these officials, dictate to us what game we're going to win and what game we're going to lose. We're going to have to make sure that we're clinical in front of goal, and we've put teams to the sword long before full time. I think that's the best way. Just try to face everything. Everything with a bit of positivity and stuff. But yeah, I mean, when we go back to that game, it's just so disappointing. But West Brom, another one we should have definitely got 3 points from, and I think we've not been clinical enough in two areas. Number one, in front of goal, and we know about that. We know where our problems are. But then in the other area is we seem to go to sleep in the last 5 minutes of each half, and we have conceded goals late on in the first half, late on in the second half, and it just makes me wonder if I mean, I'm sure Farker's addressing it, that we need to be tight in defence for the duration of the match, not just, well, we think we've got this one out of the way. It's 40 minutes. They're not going to score a goal in 40 minutes. I think it was Clough who said it only takes a second to score a goal, and I remember times where Leeds have scored 3 in 10 minutes. I think going back a lot of years, Newcastle, Liverpool spring to mind. So after that game, we had the Birmingham, then we had West Brom, then we get a victory, and it's a really well-earned victory. A few of my audience, a few members in my audience had predicted that Ipswich are going to be a promotion side this year, and I mean, I thought, no, I mean, I don't know. I always think that it's difficult to judge anything before Christmas. The picture will become a lot clearer after Christmas, but we just have to get our heads down, knuckle down, and concentrate on what we're doing. But in that Ipswich game, the stats were really interesting because they had 23 shots, 7 on target. We only had 14, but with 9 on target. Which is a really good percentage compared to some of the other matches that we've had. We'll talk about those in a moment or two. We were a little bit light in possession, but I'm not too worried about that. But we had a good... we weren't great with the passing either, but 381 and only 80% passes on that match. But when I sit there and I think, we should have beaten the margin on that game. We should have, it was so frustrating watching them score goals outside the extra time, and then obviously I think it was Pascal who conceded one, wasn't it? He conceded an own goal. So when I think about that, it's we got a yellow card. What am I talking about? Bloody hell! We got 3 points. We also picked up 3 yellow cards. Melier, Ayling, and Shax got a yellow card in that match. And I'm just looking back at the timeline just to see what happened during those games and some of these games, and Rutte got another one as well during that match. So, great stuff. Great result for Ipswich. Thinking about them now, they're second in the league. They're right up there with Leicester. And of course, I'll give you some more predictions later on about that. EFL, we played Salford. We lost that one. That were penalties. I'm not bothered about that. I mean, we shouldn't be losing to Salford, but I'll take getting out of the EFL Cup all day long. 0-0 against Sheffield Wednesday. I think, I've done a lot of these watch-alongs now, and I think that was one of the most drab, difficult matches to sort of commentate on or speak about and do a watch-along for. it was just, I hate nil-nils. You always want at least one goal in a game. You always want to see a winner and a loser, but um, it goes back to what I've seen on some other YouTubers this week saying that the quality in this league isn't really that good. Um, and I think I would agree to the extent that, yeah, on paper we have got a far superior squad than a lot of other teams, but we can't be complacent, and I think we have to treat them with respect. We have to be professional in every match and make sure that we're not giving anything away. Because if we do, we're coming across an opponent who might have a decent striker, has somebody who's half decent in midfield, someone who can finish, we're going to get punished. And we've seen that already, I think, this year. With that Ipswich game, that was a close call. We got 3 points that day, but we might well have ended up with 1 on 0 points. And the points are the major thing, aren't they? Without the points, we're going nowhere. Do you want to go back in the Premier League? I mean, that's a question that I keep hearing, and I'll discuss that one later on. So yeah, that Sheffield Wednesday game was followed then by I think Millwall, and we absolutely trounced Millwall, didn't we? We give them a right beating at home, and that was a great game to see. That we can defend well, we can keep a clean sheet, and we can finish our chances, and that's starting to appear now. That I think that with some of these sides, if we could keep the clean sheets, of course, that's number one, isn't it? And we can take our chances, and we can be a bit more clinical. We're going to start finding that the tide is going to turn, and we'll start motoring up this league and reeling in the likes of Ipswich, the likes of Leicester, and all these other teams that are above us at the moment in the EFL. At the moment, Sunderland, Preston North End, as you know, Ipswich and Leicester. We've probably 4 wins to catch Leicester, or 4. Leicester need to drop. I think what's that? 11 points the margin. So what is that? That's going to be 3 wins, 2 draws. So plenty of time for Leicester to slip up. And I think the thing about Leicester is they're very, very good in defence. So far, they've only conceded 6 goals. It's the lowest amongst any of the top 15 teams. And they have actually, not quite, but they are there. They have actually scored 23. And that puts them second only to Ipswich, who have scored 25. So, I still think that we're in this title race. I think if we could get a result against Norwich at the weekend, and we'll talk about that in a few moments, just before I complete this little review and chit chat. That whole game was a horrible game, wasn't it, to watch that? And you sit there, you're thinking, we should be going to these sort of places and beating teams like this. Liam Rossignol was their manager during at Hull, and I'm just looking at a picture of him clapping and all the rest of it. And I think, was it Roden got sent off that match? Was it? And I mean, that should never have been a red card. The first one was definitely not a yellow, questionable. But for some reason, we didn't bother challenge it. We just, we'll get on with it. And I think part of the worry is that if you challenge these red cards and you don't get the decision from the appeals panel, you can end up with a lengthier suspension. So this is one of the things that it kind of is a bit debatable whether you should be appealing that. But I mean, said that, the QPR keeper got his red card overturned, didn't he? I mean, I don't know how the hell he managed that. but that were a red card all day long. Well, that's straight red for me because of the intent. But we'll talk about that in a few moments. I think Watford, yeah, of course, we beat Watford at home, give them a right pumping, and 3-0, clean sheet. Pirot, Byram, and Anthony on the score sheet for that. And I think, uh, uh, like a lot of fans, I see a lot of potential in Jadon Anthony. I'll still maintain that I think we've got the better deal there over Sinistera. I think he's going to be a really good signing for us. I think if we see Jed Spence coming in as well, but his injury, I still think, from what Farker said, it could still be another few weeks before we hear something back about Jed Spence. Is he going to be appearing for us after this break? Well, Lord only knows. I think we'll find out from Farker probably Thursday. I think it'll be Thursday or Friday when they do the next press conference. So when that happens, I'll certainly let you know if in case you can't manage to watch the stream or watch the press conference. Great result, 3 points, three goals, clean sheet, perfect, just what you want. But then we went into that Southampton game, didn't we? And we went in there with like a load of promise, a load of optimism. We're going to go down there. It shouldn't be too hard. And look what happens. We get caught. Inside 2 minutes, we'll concede a goal. Adam Armstrong, and he gets another. Small ball gets his goal on 31st minute, and then Armstrong again on 35th minute, and we're going to half time 3-0 down, and I'm thinking, and I remember saying it Adam, you all right? I remember saying it in the watch along, if we're not careful here, we're going to end up on the end of a right pace in 6, 7, 8-0, something like that. We'll talk about that in a minute, Adam. I'm just gonna get through this recap because it's quite a lengthy one. Is this? Of course, we've got quite a bit to talk about. So that was disappointing and really, and he sat there. It was, a really even contest, but Leeds just didn't. We just weren't clinical that day. I don't think Southampton defended really well, and we just lacked that cutting edge that we needed. 15 shots, 5 on target, 53% possession, and 492 was passes versus Southampton's 10 shots, 5 on target. So that's the shots versus shots on target thing again. We talk about getting improving your ratios. We haven't worked the keeper hard enough, often enough, and I remember a couple of weak shots during that match. I think probably Somerville might be one to think about as well with shooting stuff. 4-4-2 passes, 84% pass accuracy. So really evenly matched with Southampton. But on the day, they were the better team. We just looked lethargic. We looked off it. We just didn't look like we were. I don't know what it was. Did we look disinterested? Were we out of shape? Is it a fitness thing? It's difficult to put your finger on, and only Farker can probably do that. At this stage, he's not. He has made a few comments about that, but Leeds are still an improving side, and I still think that these improvements are gonna become clearer as we head into December, and of course, we'll do the October review in a moment. QPR, narrow match at home. We won that 1-0. Really tough side. They came, I think, tried to scrap a point out of us. They didn't, of course. Chris Summerfield getting his goal on the 9th minute there. But overall, we absolutely battered them during that match. And how on earth it only managed to be 1-0, I'll never know. But there we are. It's about being clinical, and we just we haven't been clinical enough just yet, I don't think. And then the last one, of course, Bristol City. We played Bristol on the 7th of October. Dan James, 37, Joe Perreault, 53rd minute. And we absolutely battered them, absolutely battered them. 21 shots, but the only problem there is only 8 on target. Whereas Bristol were 9 shots with 2 on target. Of course, one of those was their goal. 52% possession, but we looked really good when we were going forward. We looked like we could slice them open at any time and get ourselves a goal. But like some people have pointed out, do goalkeepers up their game when the players, and I think they do. They always seem to be, every single game we've played. You seem to think back to the goalkeeper. You're thinking, how on earth has he saved that? You'll always see we always seem to see miraculous saves from the opponent, and is it the keeper just up in the game versus what we have as well? And I think that could well be the case. That everybody's fired up against us. They're wanting to prove a point that we're not going to go in there and dominate them. And a close call, that Bristol game. But thankfully, we got 3 points. And it's 3 points that we needed. You're sitting there and you're thinking, it's going to be a hard season. And I think when we're looking at the amount of games that are left, we still have a lot of games left, and I think we still have plenty of opportunity for it. It could go both ways, chat. Don't get me wrong. It could go both ways. Of course, I hope it goes the right way and we go up the league and start challenging these top two teams that are vying for the automatic spot. I don't think we want to be satisfied if we end up in the playoff position, any of the playoff positions. But I think Farker, he's been here before. He knows what it's all about. He knows when points that are okay. I think the early part of the season, I think we've been a little bit generous. But I think in this next part, I think we're going to be a little bit more ruthless, and I think we're going to take more opportunities. I also think that we're going to see more wins, hopefully more clean sheets, and I think that this 2-week break will have done the players good. It'll be another really good time for him to get his ideas across, time for him to analyse the opponents. And I don't think he's analysing week by week. He's analysing everything, isn't he? Bit like we do on our channel. Right, chat, here's the next question. You might have seen it. I've seen it a lot going around this week. Is Kalvin set to return to Elland Road? And I should really be posing that as a question, I think. But and I will, of course, change that. That was a bit slack from me. But anyway, there we go. Is he going to return to Elland Road? What do you think? Let me know in the chat box. I saw a couple of streams this week, and I'll be honest. I kind of agree with it. He is a good player. He's got a good pass, got a good passing range on him. But number one, I think the problem is from Kalvin's point of view, the fitness aspect at Man City. If you're not 100% fit, he ain't going to play you. And we talk about trust, we talk about honesty. I don't think you can deny that Kalvin's a trustworthy guy. I would trust him. But when it comes to the Premier League, and I think when you talk about athleticism, that's being able to run for the 90 minutes. Perhaps Kalvin might have lost his edge. Perhaps that's what Pep feels. Will he come back to Elland Road? In your opinion, chat, let's have a look. I'm going to see what you guys think at the moment. If you don't, let us know what your reasons are. Of course, I'll put them up and I'll read them. Uh, I like him, Bud, but I hope he doesn't. Yeah, we don't need to move. Hang on, we don't need to move on, not go back. I think you mean you. I think, Robbo. I think what you're saying there is you don't want him to come back. We need to move forward and look forward, look to the future, and say that Kalvin is yesterday's news, isn't he? He's fish and chip paper, if you like, and I don't think he's. I mean, does that sound right? You tell me, chat. Number one, the reasons why I say he's not going to come back. He's not going to come back to us while we're in Championship, and especially if there are Premier League teams looking at him as an option, who are going to be able to pay more than what we are in terms of wages. I think the 49ers are going to have a structure in place about what salaries they're expected to be paying out, and I don't think Kalvin Phillips is going to fit that wage structure that is going to be way beyond. It's rumoured that he's on a 160 a week, £160,000 a week. You know, and it's over £500,000 a month. You put it like that. It's madness. 10 months, 5 million. He's on nearly. I think he's on over 7 mil a year, something like that. Plus bonuses and add-ons and stuff like that. Isn't no chance Leeds United are going to entertain him. I can't honestly see him even coming out and saying, "Oh, you know what? I'll take a massive pay cut and I'll go and play back at Leeds United because that's where I've always wanted to play. I should never have left." He isn't going to do that. Nobody in the right mind is going to take a pay cut like that, for sentimental reasons and all this other stuff. It just doesn't work that way. And I think, these players, they're not quite often they're not making the decisions themselves. It might be that he's tied into an agent. The agent is trying to get him out of Manchester City, if that is the case, and Pep wants to let him go. Pep's come out and said something like he's not the player that he thought he was. I mean, I find that really hard to believe, that you've got a football club willing to stump up 50 million quid for a player. They've had him over a year, and now they're saying, "Oh, he's not the player that I thought we were going to get." I just don't understand it. You all right, Phil? Yeah, look, if you want to come in and have a chat, we can invite you on. If you're not busy, folks, we could always invite guests on my channel. So there's the link. It's in the chat box. If you want to join, is he going to come back, chat? My opinion is no, he's not. I don't think he wants to come back. I think if he wanted, I don't expect any player to actually go out and say, I bloody hate it here at Manchester City. I just want to go back to Leeds. It's what I know. It's what I was brought up on. La-di-da-di-da. And he is not coming back, my friends. He's not coming back. I just don't see him coming back. Yeah, there's the link in case anybody wants to come and join and have a chat. ILD, milk the money at Chitty for the next 4 years. It's a lottery win. Yeah, Inky, you're absolutely bang on. I think, it's like this Harry Maguire situation, isn't it? It's almost identical. We've got a player there. He's had 3 appearances for Man City. He's on such an enormous, for him, it's an enormous salary, isn't it? For any player, I think 160 grand a week, if that's right. He could just sit there and not be asked whether he plays or not. I don't even think he's bothered if he shows up. if he gets picked for England. But I was watching the uh, Gary Neville show. I mean, it wasn't called the overlap. They've called it something else. But anyway, whatever it was him, Keno, uh, Ian Wright, and I think Carragher there, and a couple of others. And I was sat there thinking, they're right. He's not a hurried type of player. He doesn't look like he's putting any effort in. Doesn't look like he's breaking a sweat. But what he does do during a match is he does break up the plate, and I think he reads the game really well. Would he come back and think, oh, Leeds are moving in the right direction? And look, forget it. He is not going to take that amount of a pay cut. He was on. I mean, I don't know what it was on at Leeds, but it's rumoured to be somewhere. I would think between £30,000 and £50,000 in it a week. He's not gonna take a 2/3 pay cut. No chance. What's the point when he's under? He's got five. Inky says rightly there. 4 years left. He could just sit around and not worry. He doesn't have to worry about anything now. They're gonna have all sorts of trouble offloading Kalvin Phillips, and are other teams likely to go in for him, given that his playing time has fallen through the floor? Most likely not. And I mean, from his point of view, if he gets signed by a West Ham or by a Liverpool or a Chelsea, for example, is he going to fit into their systems? Is he going to be bothered? I don't think he really is. And I mean, hats off to the guy. He's literally won a golden ticket to Manchester City. And I think I'm right in saying Leeds are on some sort of bonus if he wins silverware, and we're on some sort of bonus or sell on fee. If they do manage to offload him, and Pep does get some big money in for him, and maybe the. I mean, I don't know what the structure is at Man City, but if there's a sporting director there telling Pep, hello, what's going on here? Have we lost the connection? Telling Pep that he can't. Hello, are we there? Chat, say hello if you can still hear me. Hello. I don't know what's going on there. Right, are we back? I don't know what happened there. It just went into freeze frame, but there we are. That's StreamYard for you. Right, okay then. So moving on, Kalvin Phillips. For me, it's a no. Hello. Let me know what it is from you, chat. Of course. Hi. Spam it. Yes or no, chat. Let me know. Yes or no. Kalvin to come back. Inky says no. I say no. Phil, and I think Rob says no. Yeah, Cam. I don't know why it just went into freeze frame. Sometimes it does that. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is. So that's that. No, Kalvin, you're not coming back to Leeds. Any other Leeds fans joining? Sorry to disappoint you. October's fixtures. What do we know about October's fixtures? Well, we have Norwich on Saturday. Then it's Stoke on Wednesday. That's the 25th of October. So 21st is Norwich. That one's away. Stoke away. And then it's the Dog Botherers at home. I see that we're going to... I think we can win all three of them matches, chat. 9 points. 9 points before the end of October. We're gonna need at least 7 to stay in contention with the top 2, and I don't see us having it any other way. We've got to go beat Norwich, beat Stoke, and then I think those are the hardest one of those two is going to be Norwich. That gives us a little bit of breathing room if we can beat them as well. Really helps us against Stoke. There's a little bit less pressure on us to win that match. But Huddersfield as well, we've got we've got to beat Huddersfield, man. I mean, I just don't see how um, anyone could take us serious. Yeah, Kalvin, you've got tickets to Huddersfield. Yo, let's go. Right, well, we're looking forward to some pre-match action there then, but don't go in there hammering the bar, will you? You too. Pre-match video coming for the Norwich game, and the week ahead, I think I'll go into a little bit more detail. We'll go into a deep dive because it's getting a little bit late on, and we're not going to go into stats and all that sort of thing. So let's have a look. I think what we'll do is we'll have take City for every penny. I would sit on my ass. Yeah, I think most people would be doing the same, mate. Honestly, what's the point? Why break a sweat? There's no point breaking a sweat when they've guaranteed to pay your wage for the next 4 years. Is all he's got to do is turn up to training, sit on the bench, chat to Pep. And all other players go home. That's it. It's no big deal. It's not a bad life, is it? I mean, you could literally, make it look like you're trying in training. Try and bust a gut and try and get in Pep's face. But this is what they were talking about on that podcast, weren't they? Let the manager know that you're there. Put a shift in. Blah 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 blah. Couple of hard tackles. I mean, you don't want to be doing that, but. I'm just going to go leave one on Erling during training. He's not going to do that, is he? Absolute nonsense, mate. Absolute nonsense. Well, take it. No slimming in the cheap seats this time out. Hang on, no slimming. Slumming. No. Got. So does that mean you're in the hospitality, or are you in? I don't understand that. No slumming this time. No slumming it in the cheap. So you are in hospitality then, because I think last time you were in, what is it, weren't you? Were you in Pavilion? I don't know. You better let me know about that, Phil, because of course, when we do these watch-alongs, that Huddersfield one could be a really big one for us. I think. We might have a couple of things going on during that game, hopefully. Right, okay, who wants to play a little game of Guess Who? YouTube just had a fit on my phone. Then, all right, yeah. Yeah, sometimes YouTube does do that. I mean, in my analytics at the moment, it's terrible at loading stuff. When I go into the studio bit, no slumming it this time. What seats are you in? If you don't know, chat, this is my brother. He regularly gets tickets to go down to abuse the bar in the corporate hospitality. I think he spends more. I would turn up to training in my Leeds shirt, eat a doner kebab. Best comment of the night goes to Inky. That's absolutely fantastic, Inky. Hey, Inky, Dave was wondering where he said that you did turn up to to his quiz other night, did you? 6 hour stream. I woke up and he was still streaming, and they were going absolutely. I think everybody had a few drinks. I woke up on was it this morning? Might have been this morning, not morning before. Yeah, it must have been this morning, Sunday morning. And I'm not kidding, that were a laugh for that. That was brilliant. So, Inky, you need to get back in there because you're not on top at leaderboard anymore. Nice. So you've got some. Oh my god! Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Fancy a dinner, my son Inky. Brilliant. A doner dinner. I fancy something decent to eat. I'll tell you, I ain't eaten out good for a long time. So anyway, well, I'm only joking. Spaghetti bolognese tonight. Mate, I had spaghetti bolognese. I've been studying a lot. My broadband is slow for the quiz. All right, I see. Yeah, yeah. I'd love to know what it is you're studying in KIO. Oh, is it spreadsheets and IT and all that sort of thing? Is it? I mean, you tell me. Let me know in chat, and good luck to you with that, buddy. I hope it's working out well for you. Um, right. Well, we'll have a little. We've got a little quiz lined up for ourselves, and it's. I mean, this could go horribly wrong. All right. I just had a McDonald's. I'll tell you, I've never eaten as many McDonald's as I have when I've lived since living here. This the food isn't that great in this district of Jakarta where I'm in. It's not that good, to be honest with you. So right now, look, I'm gonna. Oh shit! I've just shut. Fucking hell! Oh no! Get away! Don't stop sharing. The way it works is this: it keeps showing up different stuff on what is it? Right, let me have a look. Let's see if I can do that. I don't know if we could do it. I said this could go horribly wrong, and I wasn't lying, were I? Right, let's have a look. There we go. Right. Right, let's have a look, chat. I don't know if I could do this. You probably already know answers now. Anyway, if you're paying attention, you'll know answers. Maths, all things mainly, but maths and IT. Yeah, nice. Good luck with that. I think Robbo's laughing his head off because I'm having a bit of a howler. But we're just testing a few ideas out. And right, okay. Guess who that is? I can't. I don't think I could put it into slideshow into that mode. But anyway, because if I do, it covers up my main screen. Let's have a look. Right, yeah. Oh no. Stop share. Right, who is that? Who is that chat? There you go. Oh no. Gray. It's Archie Gray. Yeah. Camera's gone off now. It's come back on now. At last. A stinker. I told you I was having a stinker, mate. Don't worry about it. Oh God, I think you. No, it's my camera going off, folks. It's my chat. It's my camera going off. I've got a really dicky laptop, dicky connection. Archie Gray. I bet you don't know who number 2 is, do you? Yeah, when I were organising all this, let's have a look. But you see, the next one is yeah. I don't know if I can show you that or not, but it might be. It is Archie Gray. But you see, what it's done is it's lost all thought. When I do all this, it's sort of probably the best call it a day. Just see them all. Oh shit! Right, time for bed then. Dear me. Right, okay then. Well, we'll call it a day then, shall we, chat? Maybe if we get maybe I'll have to work on my presentation skills or how we're going to deliver these ones. Any ideas about that then? I don't even know if this one's in the right. It is a calamity, mate. It is a calamity. Who's that then? I thought you said he'd know. I thought you said he knew all answers. I bet you're all winding back the timeline now, aren't you? I bet you're all winding back the playhead. Sam Byram. Ooh, Michael won't know. I don't think he knows. But anyway, Dan James, Michael. It's Dan James, apparently. So there we go. Right, okay, let's have a look at number 5. That one's easy. You'll all get that, surely. I'm out now. All right then, mate. Take care. Take care, lad. Yeah. All right, mate. Have a good. Have a good day. Come on, chat. Who's that? Who's that? Michael says Perot. Is he right? Da, 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 da. It is Joel Perot. Well done. Yeah, good job. Michael, I was just explaining that you've just come in a little bit later, but we had a bit of a technical problem that revealed all the answers pretty much. And I think this is the last one. So go ahead. I'll wait a few seconds for your chat. I think that was an easy one. You should get that. Blooming computer wants to update again. Any ideas about this one, chat? Michael says Luke Ayling, and I think Robbo says Luke Ayling, and the answer is Luke Ayling. Good job, well done. This one. Now I've blurred this one a little bit more. This one might be a bit difficult, but there are some telltale signs in that picture. If you can get them, well done. Wilfred Nunn. Inky. Inky. You should stop studying, Inky, and go get your eyes tested. Liam Cooper, I can tell you're both wrong. Wilfred Nunn, Inky. It's not Wilfred Nunn. Okay, am I getting trolled here? Whoa. Yeah, let's have a look. Calamity. Hiram. No, it's not. Let's have a look. I'll just whack those through, and then I can do them. And are you ready, chat? No more guesses? Any more guesses? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'll wait a few seconds because it could take a few seconds for chat to be delayed on here. Who is this player, chat? Come on. Any ideas? Going once? Going twice? Bam Bam. Thinks it's Bam Bam. No, it's not Bam Bam. Not Cooper. Da-da, Joe Roden. I think that's because I didn't show you the answers for that one. I don't think you could see the answer for that one. And that's it. That's the end of the Guess Who game. So I hope you enjoyed the little game. I thought it would be something a little bit different. And of course, as always, I'm going to call it a day for that one. It's for this live stream chat. It's nearly 1 hour, and I hope you enjoyed joining us. If you like a little game and stuff like that, let me know. I think we'll try and have little games and quizzes and stuff put into these live streams. A bit of halftime entertainment, a bit of a laugh, and yeah, of course we'll try and make it a bit more entertaining and all that, because nobody wants to hear me and Stu yappering on halftime. I'll have a bit of a laugh. Well, of course, I'll end the stream now. Thanks so much for joining. If you managed to get through and watched it until this end, thank you, Inky. I'll leave a recommendation over here, and then I'll put a subscribe button over here if you want to subscribe and help my channel grow. That's much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching. Take care of yourselves and enjoy the rest of your Sunday, folks. All the very best. Take care. Oh, hang on a minute. Wait, because there's a few messages here. Inky. I'll try and get on with you next time. Yeah, I mean, no problem. Yeah, if whenever you're ready, you just let us know, and if you want to come and do a bit of halftime chit chat, something like that, Robbo, no problem. You just let me know, and we'll put you on, no problem. All right, take care of yourselves, everyone. All the best. Good night, and have a great Sunday ahead. Cheerio. Oh yeah, see you for Norwich. See you later on for Norwich game. Take care.